Hey, it's Jerad. I'm going to talk about CRMs today and integrating a CRM with your website. Now, if you have a WordPress website, you probably have a form on the website in which you use to collect information. Maybe somebody is wanting to contact you, so you get their name, their email address, and whatever their inquiry is. Maybe you have a quote request form, or you have a few other forms on your website for gathering information, people that are interested in your services or your products. Or maybe even you are selling something on your website, whether you have an e-commerce store or you're selling digital products or something like that. Having that customer data go somewhere typically requires being connected to another service. If you want to use something like an email marketing tool, like a MailChimp or a ConvertKit or something like that, you have to pay for those services separately, and then you have to connect those services together, and the data is not in sync across both websites. You have data on your WordPress website, maybe from those form collections, but then you also have data over on the marketing platform, and that information, when changed, is not kind of phoning back or reconnecting to your WordPress site and keeping things updated. We've just lived in that existence for a very long time. But there are tools now that allow you to handle all of these things within WordPress. We've started to see these types of solutions with different website providers out there, like Wix.com has their own kind of email marketing tool built in. We also have Squarespace has an email marketing tool built in. They all tend to kind of fall short in one way or another, and we end up needing to use some sort of a third-party service like a MailChimp or whatnot. I want to provide the best experience that I can for people. So when they reach out to me, I want to be able to confirm that they've reached out to me. Depending on the information that they're requesting, I might want to automate a few responses so that they can get information right away. We live in a time where we want response immediately. Like, we want a live chat, we want somebody there. When we request information, we want it right away. And so we need to have tools that are fast at responding. Either that, or we have to make ourselves available 24 hours a day. And we also have to be quick to respond if we're going to do all of that manually. And so having a CRM built into the back end of your WordPress website means that you can not only manage the information that is being collected better, by being able to see more information about that customer or that potential customer, maybe what their purchases were, what information they were requesting, and all of that stuff. But you can also manage the email marketing or the email communications from the back end of your website as well, just like a lot of these other platforms are starting to do. So implementing this into your WordPress website means having one place to go for all of that information. And I've been doing that for the last several months, and I don't see any reason why I would go back to a traditional email marketing platform unless it had a specific feature that I was looking for. But everything that I've been wanting to do and need to do, I'm able to handle within my WordPress website. So we're going to talk a little bit about FluentCRM here and how I'm using FluentCRM on my website, how I'm going to be using this with some of my clients. I have a few clients I'm already using it with, but I'm recommending this to my clients because it's much more cost effective, especially for some of my clients that they just want to send an email out every now and then. They don't have a really long tail process of email sequences and, retargeting and all of this stuff because they're a smaller business. They just want an easy way to communicate with their customers or potential customers without incurring high costs. Now, FluentCRM is a plugin for WordPress, and it provides email marketing automation and a bunch of other additional features depending on other plugins that you have on your website as well. So just to kind of go through that, if you just install FluentCRM, you will have a way to integrate your customers with your website so that when they request information, you have track record of those communications through the website. You can reply to emails, you can leave comments on their accounts. There's lots of things as far as a CRM goes that it will do by itself. But it also has the email marketing automation tools that we see in most other email marketing platforms like the MailChimps that are out there. And what we're able to do is create marketing automation sequences that can be triggered based on activity on the website or even inactivity. If a customer hasn't been to the website or hasn't purchased in a while, all of those typical things that we would want to do to try and engage our customers and stay in communication with them and hope to get them back for repeat business or to re-engage them in some other way. We can do that all automatically. If somebody comes to my website and they fill out a form and they ask to be, notified of updates, I can automatically update them based on an automation, warm them up to my business with information sent out through a series of emails. It's all of these things that we know are good to do to help people better understand our business, our services, and all of that stuff and how we can help them. It's all the tools that we need, and it works right from within this plugin. Now, if you use something like WooCommerce on your website for selling products, it also integrates with that, which means it has purchase data and purchase history in there as well. So if somebody makes a purchase, you could send a series of emails to them. If somebody hasn't purchased in a while, you can send an email to them. This can all be automated from the back end of the website, which is pretty amazing. And so I'm going to show you my website here just as an example. This is my course website. Today is April 1st, and so the beginning of the month, so there's no sales yet this month, but I see basic data here on my website dashboard. But if I jump over to FluentCRM Pro, you can see that I have active contacts here. I've sent out one campaign, which a campaign I sent out to everybody. I've also sent out this many emails. I'd say probably about 400 or so of these emails have been automated through either re-engagement or post-purchase emails that have been sent out, and that's all been automated. You can see here I have 6 active automations. I have 37 tags. I'm basically looking at just my dashboard of information for FluentCRM. Now, if I go into tags, we can look at the different tags that I have. Essentially on this website, I have 2 lists. I have students and subscribers, and students are also subscribers, but subscribers can also be not students, if that makes sense. And so I organize and structure all of my students based off of tags. And so when somebody comes and purchases a course, they're automatically tagged with that. Now, I also have interest forms on the website. So for example, this how to build a WordPress course website, I have a couple of people who have subscribed for updates for that. And these are forms that I have throughout my website that when somebody fills out and shows interest, then it tags them on the back end of the website. So my website is constantly doing several things. First of all, if somebody purchases a course, it is an e-commerce platform, and then it provides the digital course for them to take. And when they purchase that course, they're tagged as a student and put in the student list. They also get an automated email sequence over the course of 5 days that gives them information about their course, some success tips on getting through the course, and even a little bit of follow-up just along the way. Because when you sign up for something or you purchase a new product, a lot of times most companies just let their customer be. They're like, well, here it is. You have our product, you have our service, and go ahead and use it. We don't educate, we don't inform, and we don't walk our customers through the process. And so using a tool like this, I'm easily able to create these segments of emails that people are going to get over the course of time. And it keeps that person engaged and warmed up through the process because I want them to complete the course that they signed up for so that they can get the full value of the course. And I know that statistics show that a large portion of people who buy online courses don't end up finishing them. I want to make sure that my students are doing that and getting the most out of their investment on their course. And I can't do that individually by just emailing every person that signs up. I have free courses and I have paid courses. I don't have the available time to do that for all of the students that sign up for my free courses. And so automating that process means that I'm able to engage with them with emails that I've already created and give them information to help them get through that process. And I can do that based off of tags that people are added to. And then when they're tagged, then I can initiate a sequence that goes to them. So we're looking at the tags here. If we go down and look at email sequences, these are some email sequences that I've built out. I have a couple of interest-based ones, which are email sequences that people are going to get when they sign up and show interest in something. And then I also have a new student welcome that has 6 emails. And then I have a returning student sequence for 2. So if a new student signs up, they're going to get this sequence of 6 emails. But then later on down the road, if they purchase another course, I don't want to give them the same song and dance that they've already been put through over the course of 6 emails. I just want to give them a few additional emails. And this is something that I just added a couple of weeks ago. So that'll be nice when somebody comes and purchases a second course from me to get a different sequence of emails. Now, under automations, this is where we set up the process of how people get things and what emails they get. For example, if somebody goes through the purchase process but doesn't complete it and abandons their cart, I want to send them an email kind of checking in with them, noticing that they were there, seeing if I can answer any questions. And that's a very personal email that I send to them when they abandon the cart, because something changed their mind. Either they got busy and didn't have time to complete the checkout, which my checkout process is super streamlined, so that's probably not the case. They might have had a last minute decision or last second decision and changed their mind. So I want to re-engage with them, see what happened, see if there's any questions that I can answer for them and get them back in as a student. I also have feedback automation there so that when somebody completes a course, and tag can happen because FluentCRM is integrated with LearnDash. So when LearnDash shows that they've completed a course, they get a specific tag upon completion, and then that tag triggers an email in FluentCRM, and then they're able to get that email, which is a congratulations from me, maybe some next steps on what to do next, how to maximize the information that they just consumed, how to integrate that into their lives. And so there's a few emails that they receive there because course completed, but that's not the end of my engagement with them. I want that to be just the beginning. I want them to come back and take another course after they've went and put some of what they've learned into use, and then come back and engage with me so that I can learn more about what they might want to learn next. And all of this is automated through either automation funnels or email sequences, or a combination of both. Now, if we look at a specific CRM profile here, so this is a person's profile. This is my profile on my test account on my website. I can see a bunch of information about this individual. I can add a photo if they haven't added a photo. I can see what lists and what tags they're subscribed to. Over on the right-hand side, I can see their customer summary and see how many orders they've placed, what their lifetime value is, their AOV. If there's any subscriptions, then I can see what their subscription status is. And I can also see the courses that they're enrolled as well. And I'm seeing this information because it's pulling it in from WooCommerce, and then the course enrollments it's pulling in from LearnDash LMS. Now, as I scroll down, I can see basic information about the person, including their address. If I have any custom fields, I'd show them there, but I can also add custom fields if I want to add additional information about this person. I can see any emails that they've received here. So it's going to show the emails from different campaigns that they've received, sequences, and automations. So I can see what kind of communication I've had with this person. I can also send a one-off email as well. So if I click on send email, then I get my email form and I'm able to send an email directly to this person. So not only can I do automated email and send out campaigns and all of that stuff, but I can send off one-off emails and keep all of my communication right from within the website and from within the CRM. I can see the purchase history, which again is pulling in from WooCommerce. You can see all of the purchase history here. Also form submissions, what forms on the website has this person filled out, and I can view the entries and all of that stuff. So I'm using Fluent Forms here, which is integrated well with FluentCRM. And because of that, I'm getting this information here. I can also add notes and activity to the profile. So I can click add new. I can add a note, a call, email, meeting, quote status, and I can even create different types here of interactions and keep a communication record ongoing with this particular person. And I use this particular tool a lot with my web design agency. And so when I'm communicating with clients, when I'm communicating with potential clients, I'm updating the information on the back end here so that I have a history of communication with that client in the CRM. And there's just one place for all of that information. Now, I am using Fluent Community on this site as well. So it shows the most recent communications within Fluent Community. And there's also the courses section here, which shows LearnDash courses because I am using LearnDash and it shows the courses that this particular user is subscribed to, when they started it, what their current status is, and when they completed that particular course as well. So there's a lot that you can do here with Fluent CRM. If you're not using it for online e-commerce, you're not using it for online courses, there's still a lot that you can do just as a communications tool for your business. Now, again, why would you want this to be integrated with your website? Well, if people are coming to your website to communicate with you through a communications form, through requesting a quote or a proposal or any of those things, then you might as well handle all of the email and keep everything all tied together. Typically, third-party services like the MailChimps of the world charge based on the amount of subscribers or users that you have. And so the more people that come to your website and fill out a request or a form and get added to your list, the more expensive it's going to be. And it's been that way for a very long time. Most of these companies charge in that way. However, Fluent CRM does not charge in that way. They charge based on your website license. And so if you have one website, you need one website license and you pay for that, and then you have Fluent CRM. Now, if you are going to use it for email marketing, I do recommend connecting it to an email tool that sends email on behalf of your website so that you can make sure that deliverability is as high as possible. And I use SendGrid, but there's a handful of others that are out there that Fluent CRM integrates with. And I pay $10 a month for SendGrid, and I'm able to send tens of thousands of emails a month within that plan. And if you look at comparing that cost to MailChimp, ConvertKit, any of the others, it's way cheaper at $10 a month to be able to send tens of thousands of emails using SendGrid and Fluent CRM than it is to sign up for one of these third-party services. And then all of my data is owned by me. It's in my website. It's not in a third-party service, which if I stop paying for that third-party service, then all of my emails and everything is going to go away. That's the challenge with a lot of these third-party services, especially if you're not going to be using them that often and you just want some simple automations and have some automatic emails going out. It can be pretty expensive over time to have one of these platforms running for you. Whereas within your WordPress website, you can integrate Fluent CRM and send out emails, and it be a relatively low cost and low overhead for your business. So Fluent CRM also has reporting features as well. And so I can look at my reporting features and I can see contact growth over time. You can see there are two big bursts where I imported a bunch of new subscribers. And so once these get out of the calendar range, then it'll be a little easier to see growth, because the growth here on a daily, like 12 new people, is really small compared to these massive spikes when I imported my lists. I can also see my email sending stats. I sent out one large campaign here, and then you can see on the daily basis, there's 2, 10, 15 emails going out maybe on a daily basis. I can also see link click stats as well and see the amount of links that are being clicked. And so these are good trends to see over time because I'm able to track and see how well people are engaging with the content that I'm sending out. Even if I'm not sending out a lot of campaigns, which an email campaign would be a big marketing campaign email that I'm sending out to my entire list or a segment of my list. But I primarily on this website am leaning on the email automations, like the automatic communications that I want going out all of the time so that I can have a nice experience across the board. I don't just want to send out massive emails all the time, because if it's not targeted to the specific needs of the individuals, I'm going to end up getting a lot of unsubscribes. Then I also have unsubscribe stats here as well. You can see, there are a few of those, maybe one or two that take place every now and then as somebody maybe just decided to unsubscribe, probably still tailing off of the first big campaign that I sent out after importing this email list. Now, I also have WooCommerce and LearnDash reporting in here as well. So I can see my total revenue, total orders, and all of this stuff over a period of time and just see good information and also see like percent change. I mean, these comparisons are great. So this is information that I can't really get easily in WooCommerce without having paid for additional plugins. And so I'm able to see comparisons between last month and the month before. And then under LearnDash, I can also see some growth numbers here. But since purchasing is not taking place within LearnDash, I'm not seeing dollars here. I'm just seeing total students, membership enrollments, and all of that stuff. and I can see that growth data here as well. Now you can build out entire emails in FluentCRM. And so when I click on create a new email, I'll just put in test for the email. I want to show you how easy it is to build out an email in FluentCRM. And this is another reason why you would want to use this as opposed to using a third party. So right in here, I'll go ahead and just delete this. I'll choose this little icon right here and grab first name. I'll paste this in and hit comma, and then I'll hit return, and I can hit backslash, and I can use the WordPress builder to build out an email here by adding headers, lists, buttons, columns, all sorts of stuff to build out a nice elaborate email. There are also some templates in here as well that I can start with, and I can also import my own template. So if you have a designed email template, you can import that in here. And then I can also switch over to the visual builder as well, which gives me a lot of drag and drop tools for building out emails. And so I can drag in a title and then add information to it, change the font, the size, the color, the padding, all of that stuff, and even control responsive design stuff for mobile and for desktop. Drag in an image block right here and then upload an image. I also have the ability to add display conditions, and so show this image if a person has a specific tag associated to their account. And so I could build out one email to send to people and have different sections of the email that are either hidden or shown based on that person's integration with my website or how they're interacting with my website. So there's so much that you can do here, and this is not easily done with other email marketing platforms. The setup process on something like that is way more elaborate than using something like FluentCRM and doing that from within the back end of your WordPress website. Now, FluentCRM isn't the only option that's out there. There are a lot of email marketing tools, email marketing automation tools that are coming onto the scene. One of those being Send from Elementor. So if you're familiar with Elementor, which is a WordPress page builder, I talk about it a lot on this channel. They just came out with their own as well that I plan to start testing soon. But it's not a full CRM. It's an email marketing platform that you can use within the back end of your website. And so while it's going to handle a lot of the things that FluentCRM does, FluentCRM handles the CRM aspect, whereas Send doesn't have a CRM aspect to it. It just simply is an email marketing tool. Still pretty cool that you can do all of that from the back end of your WordPress website. So I just wanted to walk you through a little bit more about how I'm using FluentCRM, why I think it's really neat that you can have a CRM in the back end of your website, why you would want to have a CRM in the back end of your website. Maybe you'll give FluentCRM a try. And so if you're interested in giving FluentCRM a try, I've got a link down in the description below for you to click and learn more about FluentCRM, including their pricing. They tend to always have some sort of a discount, or there's discounts going on right now, so you might want to check that out. You can try it out for free, and they have a free forever plan, but you're going to want Pro because that's where you get integrations, advanced segmentation, and the automation tools that really make FluentCRM a powerhouse of a solution for your WordPress website. And I plan to talk more about this specifically, how to build email sequences, how to build out email automations. And so if you want to follow along with that, make sure to subscribe to the channel here. And if you are a course creator and you're wanting to know how to use a tool like this, even to build out your own course website, then you'll want to check out the link in the description below, because I'm working on a course teaching everything that I did to build out my website, as well as all of the email sequences, automations, and stuff like that that I use to stay engaged with the students of my courses. But that's going to do it for this video. Thanks so much for checking it out. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you back in the next one. Take care.